I saw somebody say in the comment section that if Xbox gets a next console, which I think they're going to get, they're not going to buy it. And the reason is because they don't have any exclusives that are staying on their platform. We don't know that. What we know, though, is that they've said that there will be no red lines on exclusives. Basically, anything that they want to put on other platforms, they'll be happy to go put it on there. Now, I couldn't be bothered. I don't care about exclusives anymore. I don't like them. Third-party exclusivity, that to me is trash. First-party exclusivity, it's their game. They can do what they want with it. And many of these people have said that, they're not going to buy an Xbox if they don't have any permanent exclusives. For the most part, most of them are going to go to PlayStation. And I say, you know what? That might be the best thing for you because, to be honest, if you really want to show Xbox that you're going to get them, you should probably do that. But here's where I have a problem and I want to call their bluff. These people are going to go to Xbox. They're going to go to PlayStation. Sorry. And then they're going to go play Xbox games there. Because we all know that they bought the Xbox for some Xbox games, right? And they think that these Xbox games are going to go to PlayStation, even though we don't know which ones are. But let's just say all of them went to PlayStation. So they're going to go ahead and sell their Xbox and go over to PlayStation because they want to show Xbox. But here's the thing. You might end up helping Xbox out because Xbox has to eat a loss every time it sells a console piece or hardware. They subsidize hardware. This is an article written by Matthew Humphries in November 2022. This is a reality. In fact, it says here, Xbox's Phil Spencer admitted that Microsoft continues to suffer substantial loss on every Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S sold. That's in contrast to Sony, which no longer makes a loss on the PS5. Hold on, Mr. Humphries. You wrote this article. It's only the $499 PS5 you said. And in your article, Hiroki Totoki said that the digital edition of the console right now, that there was still some work to do to make it profitable because y'all were still selling PlayStation 4s to make up for the losses from the $399. So the way he writes it, you might think, he's a PlayStation fan. IGN reports, Spencer confirmed that the loss on each Xbox console is between 100 and 200 depending on the model. Such figures suggest that Xbox Series X costs in the region of $699 to manufacture, while it sells for $499, and the Xbox Series X costs around $399 to make. I guess they meant to write Series S, but sells for $299. So if you don't buy an Xbox console and you go buy Xbox's games, do you know that you make them money on the upfront rather than on the back end, which they have to actually chill and wait for subscriptions and game purchases to be able to make money after they sell you the console subsidized? So in reality, you're doing Xbox a favor. Actually, it sounds crazy, but you kind of are on the short term. On the long term, there could be an effect, but it seems like they're mitigating that effect with the amount of content that they have available. So we'll run the numbers here, right? Let's say an Xbox game comes out, Elder Scrolls, and you're on PlayStation, right? Let's say Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. You were looking forward to it. You got mad at Xbox. They don't have exclusives. The PS6 is out. You go buy yourself a PS6. Everybody on the Xbox ecosystem logs in. If whether it be PC, I have PC Game Pass. That's where I would explore Elder Scrolls on. Let me go ahead and fire my Game Pass up for you since you sold your Xbox. Let me show you what we're doing with it on the PC side. So Elder Scrolls comes out. Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. I pay an $11.99 subscription each month. I mean, it may go up. Who knows? Whatever. I already have my threshold, right? I pay $11.99 a month. And I get to try Elder Scrolls. If I like it, I buy it. I could buy it here. I could buy it on Steam. I'll more than likely buy it on Steam if I like it. Right? You go to PlayStation and you go ahead and you pay for the game. You buy the $100 edition and PlayStation takes $70. Xbox is left with $30. So, sorry, Xbox is left with $70. PlayStation takes $30. What you've done is you've put $70 directly into Xbox's hands without them having to lose $200. Here's the math. This $70 is a positive number, whereas you buying a console is negative $200 plus that $70 or $100 that you just paid for the game, which still leaves them with about $100 that they still need to recoup on your console purchase. If, say, you had bought the Xbox Series T, I don't know what they're going to call the next Xbox. Now, this short-term measure, you may say, well, but if they don't sell consoles, how are they going to sell me the next game and the next game and the next game? The reality is you were always going to pick and choose the exclusives you wanted to play. I don't play everything on Game Pass. I only play what I want to play. It's a very small number of games that I play here each month. But for $11.99, I can simply easily justify that much in terms of what I'm subscribing for. Upcoming games to Game Pass, I'm not going to play a lot of them. I'm very time limited. And so I already understand this reality, and they understand that you understand that reality too, that you're not going to play all these Xbox games that come to Game Pass. So whichever game you wanted to play anyways, that you would have bought on Xbox or subscribe, because your subscription too, they factor that in with Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate, you would spend $70 on PlayStation, and this is a negative $100 or negative whatever they don't have to deal with. They don't have to sell 3 copies of games to you to start making money. All they got to do is sell 1 copy and they got your money. So here's how you should do it if you really want to show Xbox. Don't buy their games anymore. That's what you should do. Because if you leave the Xbox ecosystem and go buy their games, you're still doing them a big favor. Yeah. This is why console sales, they basically were able to sidestep it, and they decided that they were going to go straight for content. Now, that is an more expensive venture on the short term, but if they can mitigate that cost by by putting their games on other platforms where people are going to be able to play it, then their content strategy basically is going to work. Because let me tell you guys something. Even if Indiana Jones sells only 1 million copies on PlayStation, that is still 1 million more in terms of sales that they don't have to deal with. So now let's take this $100 example in terms of what they get, and let's call it, say, what is 1 million times 70? That is 70 million, right? Let's say PlayStation goes ahead and takes 30%. I think that's times 0.3. So out of the 70 million, they basically are going to come home with $49 million in terms of sales. PlayStation gets 21 million. Okay, YouTube gets 45% of my ad revenue. I wish they only took 30%. The cost of making money was 21 million. Wonderful. But Xbox, for doing basically nothing, porting a game that pretty much runs on hardware that's similar to their own hardware, has now made 41 million copies, $41 million in sales. In revenue after cost of PlayStation platform is put in. Some of you may say, well, that's not good. Well, are they not selling Indiana Jones on another 30% platform? So again, like I said, if you want to really show them, you really have to go ahead and not buy their games. Because the math I just showed you, you're thinking, man, PlayStation just goes on with 21 million, but so does Steam. If they sell 1 million copies of their game on Steam, Steam's going to walk away with 21M. I think after a certain threshold, Steam reduces it to about 20%. But if you can do the console math and see how this goes, then you kind of start seeing that it makes a whole lot of sense. Now, do you know what's at the back end of this? That money is going to be put back into Machine Games being able to go ahead and continue to develop more games. Machine Games, if they cannot sell copies of their games and stay sustainable and stay open, they're going to go the way of the majority of the video game studios this year that have lost their, they lost the rug from under them because they were not able to stay competitive in the gaming industry. So you can understand where things are going. If you were the one managing Xbox, if you were in charge of Xbox, you would do the exact same thing too. There is nowhere else to go in this industry. The gaming industry has reached a point of almost where the streaming industry has reached, where it's kind of almost landlocked with similar customers and similar behaviors. Even Ubisoft themselves has finally decided that they're going to change up their strategy and now start going to Steam. Day one, every game that Ubisoft has, they're no longer going to be using their Ubisoft launcher. They have a Ubisoft Connect launcher that they use to basically, make their games. They basically use to deploy their games on PC. 100% of that revenue goes right there. So if you want to use a launcher, fine. But they want to bring their games now, to you, wherever you are. Star Wars Outlaws. Right here. And not only do they want to do that, they used to bring them, as a timed delayed game on here. They will bring it day one on Epic Games. But they're coming to Steam. All of them. Because they want to take that 30%. That 49 or so million dollars, whatever the heck it is, they want to go ahead and they want to take it because it's money in their pocket. Do you understand how business works? That's how business works. I mean, anybody else that's actually, coming up with all these other things. Like somebody said, come on, man, they're Microsoft. They have money. So they should lose money to make you feel warm and fuzzy inside. Okay, then I don't know what to say about that. I think you just want to play a list war, but business doesn't like list wars. Simple math. Thanks for watching. Peace out.